What's going on, everybody? Rob Doster here from the Field of 68. And today we're going to bring you another episode in our NBA Draft Prospect Profile series. These are going to be dropping throughout May and throughout June, a couple a day. So if you do like this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and do hit that like button. Anything that you can do to interact with these videos, it really does help the channel. It helps more people like you find this content. And since I have you here, make sure you check out our Instagram and TikTok pages. We are going to be pumping out more unique content over there throughout the spring and the summer heading into the 2022-23 college basketball season. Like, for example, did you know that Penny Hardaway was shot when he was in college? I didn't know that. You can find that story right now live on our TikTok and Instagram pages. The links for those are in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into another Field of 68 NBA Draft Prospect Profile. Welcome to another edition of the Field of 68's 2022 NBA Draft Prospect Breakdowns. My name is Rob Doster. I have Terrence Oglesby here with me today, and we are going to be talking about Baylor center, forward, point forward, all around big guy, versatile positionless, whatever you want to call him, Jeremy Sochan, a native of Milton Keynes, England. T.O., talk to me a little bit about Sochan. Talk to me about why he is, I think you can say, one of the highest risers so far in this spring's NBA draft process.
I mean, what's the buzzword for all these NBA teams? Because you have all these different players. Versatility. And this dude has it in spades. 6'9", 230, can guard multiple positions, had to play the five at the college level in the Big 12 in a league that has fives. I mean, not huge fives like the Big 10 per se, but has fives that can really get down there and back you in. This is a guy, because of his defensive versatility, he's got a little bit of a mean streak. You saw him get a little bit chippy whenever they were playing Kansas and different teams. Like, this guy has a mean streak about him. He has offensive tools too. I think it's one of the under talked about things about Jeremy Sochan, because one, he handles the ball better than I think people realize. His shooting stroke is really, really nice. It doesn't need a whole lot of tampering with. It comes off his hands smooth. And a lot of times when you're watching a guy shoot the basketball, how good are his hands? It rolls right off his fingertips. He catches the ball well. He's a smart enough passer. I think some of the European history in him going back and having to play team basketball in a different system, then coming over to Baylor, you saw some of those things come out, whether he's attacking the basket and finding the other post guy coming and rolling up to the top, to either to the middle spot on the floor or to the dunker spot. He's a quality passer. He's one of the more intriguing guys to me, Rob, in the entire draft because of all the different tools he has, not just defensively, but offensively as well. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot the basketball. Only shot 29%, but I think with more space, he can become a quality pick and pop guy. You can initiate offense through him. He's got a lot of tools that can make a lot of NBA coaches really, really happy.
So your point about the shooting, I'm going to take that. I'm going to put a pin in it. We're going to come back to that in 1 second, because I want to talk a little bit about his versatility first and foremost. So he averaged 9.2 points, 6.4 boards. As you mentioned, he's a pretty good passer for somebody his size. 1.3 steals, 0.7 blocks. All around guy. He's one of the. I think he may be the only player in this draft where if you put him in a ball screen, he could be the guy dribbling the ball off the ball screen. He could also be the guy setting the screen there. Down the stretch of the season when Baylor dealt with all of their injuries, when Jonathan Chanwachachua went down with that devastating knee injury, and Adam Flagler and James Akinjo and all of their guards were battling foot, and LJ Cryer were battling foot and ankle and whatever you want to call it injuries. He was the guy that kind of stepped in and kind of was in the do-it-all mode. Right. And I think we saw Baylor down the stretch of the season. The biggest reason why they didn't drop off when they went to basically a 5-man, 6-man rotation was because of how good Sochan was and how versatile he was. That's the name of his game. My concern is twofold. One, he does a lot of things well. What does he do great? What is his one NBA skill? Because he's 6'9", 230. He's got a 7-foot wingspan, right? We're not talking about someone that is built like a Clint Capella here, right? He's 6'9", 230 with a 7-foot wingspan, which is long for a normal person, not long for an NBA 5. And two, if he doesn't necessarily have an NBA skill, he's a guy that shot 59% from the free throw line and under 30% from the 3-point line. So if you don't have an NBA skill, you need to be able to shoot to force defenses to space out to you. So if you're buying that jump shot, then I think you got to take him somewhere in the back end of the lottery into the 20s. If you're not buying the jump shot, then T.O., I don't know where you take it.
I'm buying the jump shot because of how it looks. I mean, there's not a whole lot of awkward movement. It's a very short release. He gets his feet under him. He needs to shoot more. He shot what 83s on the season. He's 27 for 80 something. I don't know right off the hand my percentages, but this guy, I'm telling you, this is a potential overproduction selection. And a lot of teams going into the draft realize that about Sochan coming in. It's somebody that looks the part. He checks all the boxes. He checks with the length. What does he do really well right now? He defends. You know, right away, he's going to come in. He's going to defend. He's going to be able to pose problems at least 2 through 4, and maybe even guard some ones because he is that athletic. I'm buying his offense because of his ability to handle the ball, his ability to attack closeouts. Now, is he going to be somebody that can create on his own? I don't know, but I think he's somebody in today's NBA that could be a second side offense, pick, pop, maybe initiate offense on the backside kind of guy. But I also think if the defense is coming over late, he's somebody that'll be able to make something happen, especially with more space in the NBA that the NBA does supply. That jump shot's not broken. The more he's going to be able to shoot, the more productive he's going to be. I look at him, and it's not just because of the hair. Offensively, I think Kyle Kuzma is a okay comparison because of how they look when they shoot. The shot form is there. The weight distribution on his shot is there. His ability to get to the cup is there. Kyle Kuzma came out of school later. He had another year to develop before he was drafted. I think their ceiling is very similar. I think he's a better defender than Kuzma has ever thought about being, but I think offensively they could be very similar.
I don't hate the Kuzma one. I think that if you are looking for what he could be as a best case scenario, I think Nicholas Batum is probably the guy.
I like that.
I didn't realize this until I kind of was looking at it today. Batum is 230 pounds. He's 6'8", 230 pounds. He's a little bit more athletic. He's longer, and he is a career over the course of, what has he been in the NBA? 87 years, something like that. It feels like he's been around forever. He's a career 36% three-point shooter, averaging more than 4 attempts per game. That's what I think Sochan needs to get to if he's going to end up being that level of a player. Now, the versatility, it is what it is, man. He's going to be great. He's going to be able to fit in defensively. He's going to be able to fit in on the offensive end. My question is he going to be able to knock down those threes? Because look, he's not an elite. Like, here's another guy I think you can compare him to, someone like a Chuma Okeke, right? The guy coming in from Auburn. But Chuma is an elite athlete. Like, he is terrific. He's longer, he's more explosive, and Sochan's not necessarily that guy. He's more of like the heady kind of a player, right? So I don't know. He's someone that I would be willing to take a risk on at a certain point. I don't know if I'd necessarily take him in the lottery. I think that there are other players kind of in a similar position, and we're going to talk about one of those guys later and his teammate Kendall Brown. But you have to buy the jump shot. You have to say, okay, I think this jump shot long term, he's a guy that can make 35%. Is that what the level's got to be for you? What does it have to be for him in the NBA to kind of be the effective player that we need?
I think for anybody to be on the floor at this point, you got to shoot above 36 and a half in order to be a productive NBA player, to where you're not a liability out there, because everybody can shoot. I think that's one thing that people forget is, like, you got 5 guys out on the floor. Unless you're a vertical spacing 5, you better be shooting 36% from 3. I think that's the floor. And I think he can get to that point.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. He's going to be an interesting player, and someone is going to, if you can unlock what he is, I think he will be a very effective piece for you at the next level. But listen, this has been the breakdown of Jeremy Sochan, the 6'9". I don't want to give him position. I'm just going to say 6'9" basketball player from Baylor. If you want to see more of these breakdowns of 2022 NBA draft prospects, make sure you subscribe to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button and go ahead and jump back and scroll back in our history, because we're going to be rolling these out throughout the month of May and the month of June.